Uh, we'll pretend like those other two just didn't happen. Because, by golly, we're gonna have a good heathen hangout today. Eventually. So, we'll just wait for everybody to come in. Again. Because this is what happens. I have to restart the stream every time. So, hello again, Curtis. Third time's the charm. You got it right, Jake. And now where's Rav? His comment. That was hilarious. Let's see. Just need to get it back going again and remember to thumbs up. Or something like that. Yep, Mom and Dad are off to Helena right now. So I am not in the frozen shed. You don't see icicles because I'm not, or cone because I'm not out there, or else I would. In fact, it's better right now because I'm not in the frozen shed. I'm actually in the adventure wagon. You can see Ludlow Castle in the background. Right, so, welcome to this week's Heathen Hangout, where we will talk about winter and stuff. Because it is very cold outside right now. It is in the midst of our cold spell, but tomorrow will be colder. I mean, just standing by the door. What's up, Silgam Shira? Good to see you here. Things are going well here, but it's cold. If you set the milk by the door back there, it'll freeze within an hour. So the heaters are managing to just barely keep it warm in here. But that's good. What's up, Tim Roy? How many siblings do I have? Well, 2, but they're all older. Maruk, Fatima, hi, and doing good. Nitesh, what's this stream about, Silgam? Well, we're just, we're gonna sit and talk about winter and just sort of hang out with the tribe, and I'll read from some old Norse stories and some other musings that I've thought of, and maybe a little bit of certain books and stuff. So this is the chill stream. Life's doing good, Karen. I don't know why we sent all the snow your way, Curtis. It was just kind of, the West was getting a little, jealous of how dry everything was, so we decided to send it your way and have all that, moisture up in the air just sort of get shot, eastward. Like a giant snowball fight between the East and the West. Is it East versus West, or man against man? Oh, Super Tim, that's an interesting question. Did I used to fight with my siblings? Well, not really. I mean, there wasn't really a chance to. They were much older and much stronger, so my older brother could, hold me down occasionally, but there wouldn't be any fighting with him, that's for sure. Yep, that's right, Jake. I'm the Snowmeister. No, the Snow Miser. Don't make me I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr. Snow. I'm Mr. Icicle. I'm Mr. 10 Below. They call me Snow Miser. Whatever I touch turns to snow in my clutch. I'm too much. Hello, James. Hello to everybody who's joining in, basically. Oh, a creepy old woman you noticed behind me, Chandon. Oh, I didn't see that. That's creepy, but hopefully that talisman up there keeps them away. It's a good talisman. It's from a show called From. The temperature is mine. Temperature outside is, I don't know, probably about 15 right now. 15 Fahrenheit. Yeah, I'm sure someone is watching. Always. Hello, Kokichi. Hello. That they are inbound, Jake. And that question is, and the answer to that question is Montana. Oh, I see Chandon put the emojis with the laughing face and the chicken. I've actually got that. Say hi to Baroness. Say hi, Baroness. Yep, she's the house chicken. Gee, even Louisiana, Florida may get snow this week. That's wow. Yeah, I heard of Louisiana actually that they might get snow. Um, da 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 da. Yes, you love that movie, J Dog. That is a good one. Lord Punto, I look like Dwayne Johnson. Well, that is a compliment, I'd say. Is the Seamus sing-along show, Cone? Yes, it is. Yeah, Seamus. He's the leprechaun. He's a leprechaun, and sometimes he comes out in me, Seamus the leprechaun. Anyway, so with the introductions, I'd just like to say hello to all of you who are joining in, and hello, Dova. Lexi's here in the house. Watch out for that dragon. Sup, Soul Dad Soldier. Good name. So, now that everybody's here, or anybody who is also joining, hello, we'll start with this Heathen Hangout, and you just all chat amongst yourself in the tribe while I read some Norse, this old Norse story from this book. Yeah, J Dog, those parts of the movie are very good, and Jake Doverkin, Nalagzinless Varin. Ooh, Skyrim realism mode. Good, Soul Dad Soldier. That sounds neat. So, I picked this one because it's short, because it's interesting. This is an old, for those who don't know, the Poetic Edda is an old manuscript from the Codex Regius manuscript from long ago. So we read this because it is good for this winter day. Baldur's Drummer. It's from the North Scandinavia region. Once all the gods met for a conference, all the goddesses met for a conference, and the mighty gods talked about why Baldur was having bad dreams. Odin stood up, that father of gods, and he saddled his horse Sleipnir. Then he rode down to hell till he saw the dog of hell. The dog had a bloody chest and barked a long time. As Odin passed, Odin rode on. The stones of the road rattled till he came to the high house of hell. Then Odin rode east of the door to hell, and there he found the grave of a witch. And then the battle god spoke a spell till her corpse was forced to rise, and spoke, "Who is this man, unknown to me, who has brought me back to loathsome life? I was buried in snow, drowned in dew. I was dead a long time." Odin said, "I am the road tamer, son of corpse tamer. Tell me." Waving goodbye to Mom and Dad, We're off to Helena. Tell me news from hell, and I'll tell you news from above. Whose arrival are these benches draped with straw for? Why is the floor all covered in gold? The witch said, The mead is brewed for Balder's arrival. A shield is placed over the fresh brew. All the gods are in suspense. I was forced to speak. Now I return to silence. Don't go silent, witch, Odin said. I want to ask you more, till I understand everything, and I want to know more. Who will be the killer of my son Balder? Who will steal the life of Odin's son? The witch said, Hoth will bear the long spear that will kill him. He will be the killer of your... He will steal the life of Odin's son. I was forced to speak, now I return to silence. Odin said, Don't go silent, witch! I want to ask you more, till I understand everything, and I want to know more. Who will avenge Hoth's crime? Who will put Balder's killer on the funeral pyre? The witch said, In the halls to the west, Rind will give birth to your son Vali. He will avenge Balder when he is only 1 night old. He will neither comb his hair nor wash his hands till he puts Balder's killer on the funeral pyre. I was forced to speak, now I return to silence. Don't go silent, witch! I want to ask you more till I understand everything, and I want to know more. Who are the women who weep in longing, who throw their necklaces up into the sky? The witch said, You are not road tamer like I thought you were. No, you are Odin, the aged god. Odin said, You are neither a witch nor a wise woman. No, you are the mother of 3 monsters. The witch said, Ride home, Odin. Feel triumphant for now, but you will come for a second visit, when Loki breaks free from his chains, and Ragnarok comes to end everything. That's all for now. Quite right, Dover. Well, there goes the stream again. It's the phone. Now, what do we got? Yep. Hello. To all. Yes, Lexi. Only real ham. So, that's the Baldur's drama. I know, I do. I have a big tripod, but I haven't set it up. And right now, it's sitting on this very appropriate dragon ship, which might be familiar to some, but yes, it's a Viking ship. Hello, G. Yes, the end is nigh. All those kind of hams, Jake, that's what we want. Ah, yes, and redhead anchors for the tripod. Quite right, Cone. Let's see. Now, with that spoken, we can speak a little bit about winter. It is freezing, but I get Grassland G, yes, get the Joby Gorilla Pod. It's an inside joke. We all want that one. Whole grain mustard edged boiled ham, sounds good, Lexi. But, winter is an interesting time, isn't it? Yes, Jake, very interesting. And there's lots to look at when you look out the window at winter. There's so much death in the nature, yet life when they have all these pine trees around. So yeah, when it depends on where you live, what winter looks like. Because I've always lived in a pine forest, I've never seen the death of nature as being a thing of winter, because the pine forest just keeps on living. Everything just continues. So it's almost non-changing. But the snow makes things so clean, as if it is being renewed. Hello, Mercunch. Hello, DJ. How's your day going? It's going good. Talking about winter, and I'd like to ask a question of the chat. What's your favorite part about winter? What what is it that you like most about winter? And sometimes there are things we don't like about winter, like freezing our toes off. But there is always something that is nice about the season. And it can be different to everyone. Hello, Raja. Jake. The silence, the night sky, and the stars. Yeah, you see, it's different for me because the skies on the land are always cloudy in the winter, and so we go for months with what I call a paper sky. Um, and the cold, you can't step outside in the nighttime or else you freeze. But the nicest, it's different. I like the fresh snow when it comes down. It makes everything look so beautiful. And Lexi, you like when it ends. Crunchy ground is nice though. Yeah. Um, yeah, crunchy. Bjorn Andreas Bull Hansen, welcome to this Heathen Hangout. Yes, we do need more Heathen Hangouts, and it is nice to have you here, that's for sure. I welcome you, Bjorn. We're just talking about the winter, and what is our favorite part about winter, because there's so many different things about winter. Snow, fresh snow. I like the fact that everything, especially when it's... I don't like winter when it drags on in a sloppy mess, but when it's out here, uh, when it's like in Montana, you get this fresh powdery snow, and that's nice. But up at the land, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I really don't like winter. Bjorn, you don't like winter so much anymore? It hurts your neck and it makes you cranky. Well, I mean, that is understandable. It makes my feet hurt. And it's not just old bones, Lexi. I mean, my poor feet freeze and feel like they're glass after they thaw. Um, and yes, it is silent. The silence is nice, Jake. So, for a little thing, let us choose a thing from the Havamal. Let's just randomly choose and see what we get. Oh, here's one for winter. Or is it? No. Yeah. Here we go. Fire is best for mortals, and sunshine and also good health, if you have it and living beyond reproach. No one is totally wretched, even if his health is bad. Some find happiness in their children, some in their kin, some in their money, some in work well done. Better to be alive, no matter what, than dead. Only the living enjoy anything. I saw a rich man's house, but it was on fire, and he lay dead outside the door. A limping man can ride a horse, a handless man can herd, a deaf man can fight and win. It's better even to be blind than fuel for the funeral pyre. What can a dead man do? Indeed. Yeah. Fitnessing, yeah. And yes, Bjorn, wise words indeed, those are. And it goes into what I wrote down in my notes over there. Each day holds the potential for infinite possibilities. And I think it's important to remember that with every day we have the whole world out in front of us. Hello, Rav. Good to have you here. It is Uh, we have the whole day when we start. The whole world is stretched out in front of us, and we have to choose what we will do. Sounds lofty, because it is, because most of the days we only have time to do what we have to do, but just think about if you just had that one day that you could really plan and focus on something. You can get so much done in one day. Because we each wake up alive, and each day is a gift, and not a given right. And yeah, Raventor, you were playing Alive, but never want to miss Alive with Luke and Mum. We should actually do one together, I was thinking last night, sometime. Like an interview, or something. Or just a joint live stream. I know you can do that. Sometime. At some point. Oh, and, well, I guess I might as well say it here. It's cold outside, and I'm nearly up to 200 subscribers, so I figured, not for any reason, just because I thought it was a good, I thought it was a very good idea, and, a, good way to do that, because I find it an interesting challenge, and I need something to force me into that goal, so I'm going to jump in the icy river when I hit 200 subscribers. There we go. Huh. Oh dear. What have I just done? Well, if I don't hit 200 subscribers before it stops being icy, I suppose I won't. But, incentive if you want to see poor me jump into an icy river. Hello, everybody. And also, Bjorn, like and subscribe. That is a very good thing. I never remembered to, say that. Yes, let us get me into the icy river. It's the perfect time for it. And, yes, it will be epic. I will be a frozen Luke on a stick. And yep, following in the footsteps of the wise lake jumpers. And once more, for the people who want to know where I'm from, Montana. Up here, well, I'm not from Montana. I mean, it's a question that I get. And I don't know how to answer even when somebody asked it to me, because where are we from? Sounds philosophical, but I mean literally, I've moved all over the place. Washington, Wyoming, New Mexico, Montana, so where I am is Montana. Where I'm from, I can't really say. Except for this country. Maybe. Oh, you'll make a support video, Luke. What do you say? Yes, I would say that would be brilliant, Raventor. That would be fun to see. And, well, since we're in the peak of the live stream, what's next? Hi, KP Heathen. Yep. Oh yeah, Bjorn, I've been seeing your lives, and I liked your recent video about, finding a purpose, and also your outdoor one with the bathrobe. I thought that was brilliant. Because all the good people are here, Bjorn. Let's see, I got this book here called Finding the Flow. Let's see if we can find something interesting in it. Just random. The quality of life is much improved if we learn to love what we have to do. in this Nietzschean company, we're absolutely right, but in retrospect, one can begin to see the limitations of the humanistic psychology of which Maslow and Rogers were such outstanding leaders. In the glory days of the mid-century, when prosperity reigned and peace beckoned around the corner, it made sense to assume that personal fulfillment could only lead to positive outcomes. There was no need, then, to make invidious comparisons about ways of fulfilling oneself, to question whether one set of goals was better than another. What mattered was to do one thing. The optimistic haze blunted all edges, and we permitted ourselves to believe that the only evil came from not fulfilling one potential. The problem is that people also learn to love things that are destructive to themselves and to others. I'd see what they're going to be going on to. Yep, kind of goes with your one about finding a purpose, Bjorn. Yes, and there is always the best people here, Jake. Yeah, Raventor, the community means a lot to you, and it means a lot to me. It is true, this is the tribe, and it was, and it's a good tribe. And that's what this Heathen Hangout's about. We're all just a group of people here. Very different compared to the rest of the internet, where people are seen as just things on a screen. Hello. Bjorn, is it hard to be a heathen in the USA now? That's a good question. Well, I suppose it is a very good question to ask, since I'm here living in the very heart of this country, and the answer is no. It's not. It's not that hard. I mean, you hear a lot on the news, and I've seen the lives. You hear a lot on the news about how everything is so Christian and stuff, and how everything is going mad and stuff, but I really don't see it just out here in the rural town areas. Like, this is just a little town, and it's just seeming peaceful. Peaceful as it always is. I mean, maybe in the cities it's a little different, but you can just believe whatever you want here. And, I mean, the Mormons come to the door, and I speak to them, but they don't seem that... I speak to them for fun, but they don't seem threatening. And then got the people across the road. They actually do their Seventh-day Adventist things. Vegan people, they're fun to, they're just some old people. But, yeah. It's easy. Everybody keeps to themselves here, I'd say. It's basically the thing of America, is that most people keep to themselves, especially over here in the West. Oh, in Grasslands, you say even the Bible Belt is more accepting than 20 years ago. I've noticed that. And Bjorn, that's good to know. I guess we are all susceptible to believe the crazy stuff we see in the news is representative. That is true, and especially when it's news coming over the seas, you can see things that are just... they cherry pick the worst information. And, I mean, like, all the woke stuff that happened over the last 6 years, or 8 years, or however long it's been going on. If you lived here, you would never even know it's around. But if you lived in the city, oh my god, definitely. I mean, that's all true, what you hear, but it's in the cities. You just keep to yourself and live your life. It's all good, except the things that really do affect you here: eggs. Almost $9 a dozen. My gosh. Hopefully they go down soon. And, yeah. And yeah, Raventor, being a heathen rescue dude, that is good. And Curtis, that's right. And da-da-da. Oh, hi, Brandley. You have a channel name. So, yep. Avoiding the news is very good, actually. I don't think I've seen the news in a very long time. Of course, I still stay up to date. Like, you, the things that are really bad, you'll just hear about, even without looking up. Like, the fires in California. Those things are ridiculous. My gosh, I mean, what is this? 1666? I don't think that the city should be burning down. That's just, I think there's a lot of mismanagement going on there. HR, I mean, I actually look at all things, so do that. I mean, and Mitchell Clark, hello. Thumbnail reminds you of a book you've been covering today. Have you read the Heimskringla? Well, let me see. I think the Heimskvitha, I see. The fetching of the cauldron is right here. Perhaps we could just do a quick reading of that one. I don't know if it's the same as Heimskvitha, but it gives me something to read. And welcome, monster traps. Oh, Bjorn brought here. Well, thank you, Bjorn, for bringing monster traps here. And oh, KP, even the Norse military is accepting of the Norse religion. I mean, yeah, it's true. The things are very. I mean, when it comes down to it, it does seem rather accepting of all different types. I mean, even the Christians. I mean, I sit and talk with them, and I don't tell them anything about what I believe. When I say Christians, I mean ones that come to here, and the ones I go and visit, and the ones I talk to. But I don't make it completely known of all the stuff I believe, which is a lot of different things, but I never make it like I'm completely with them, and yet they still are fine. Oh, Raventor filled the last drops of summer dream. Yeah, it's a good smell, that's for sure. I know what you're on about. So, with that, I shall read this. For those of you who are just joining in, I shall read from this poetic Edda of Heimskvitha, the fetching of the cauldron. Tells the tale of Thor and Tyr retrieving a cauldron large enough to brew beer for all the gods. I don't know if I've read this one. God lacks such a cauldron, but Tyr's father, a giant named Hymir, owns one. This poem relates the story of Thor fishing for Midgard's serpent with the head of an ox. Give up completely is now the goal. Very good, Lexi. And I also know what you're going on about. A long time ago, the gods came back from hunting, but they started feeling thirsty. Before they were done eating, they waved their they waved their wands, looked for omens in blood. They learned that Aegir owned some cauldrons. Aegir, a giant from the stone, sat there happy as a child. He looked much like Miskolbrindi's son, Thor, son of Odin, stared fiercely into his eyes. You will often provide a feast for the gods. The argumentative god frustrated Aegir. The giant immediately sought some revenge against the gods. He asked Thor to fetch him a cauldron. I promise to brew beer in it for all of you. The gods did not know how to proceed. None of them could get a cauldron. But Tyr in private spoke to Thor alone and revealed a welcome secret. My mighty father, Hymir the Wise, lives to the east of Elvegar, near the end of the sky. He owns a cauldron that's a mile deep. It's the biggest cauldron of all. KP Heathen, you wish someone would translate Bjorn's book into English? Same. Of course, isn't it? Isn't it translated, Bjorn? It's just the publishing thing. My mighty father, Thor said, do you know if we can borrow this cauldron? Tyr said, yes, friend, if we can play a few tricks. They left swiftly. Bjorn. They left swiftly and traveled the whole day from Asgard till they came to Aegir's house. They left Thor's big horned goats in his care. and then they went to where Hymir lived. Hopefully our other channel, Age of Cheese, can become a big old publisher one day of many things, and then it can publish your book, Bjorn. Tyr found his ugly grandmother. She had 900 heads, but another woman was there, all golden with a pretty face, and gave her son a beer. Son of giants, she said, I'll hide you, courageous man, beneath the cauldron. My husband will abuse any guests who come into our home. That angry, hard-minded man came home late from his fishing, came into his hall, glaciers shook at each step. The beard on his face was frozen, like mine would be once I jump in that river, if I had much of a beard. Hymir's concubine, Tyr's mother, said, Hail, Hymir, come in and be happy. Your son has come to your home, as we expected after his long absence, and our famous enemies, the friend of humans, Thor, son of Odin, follows him. You see them sitting beneath your own hall's roof. They're hiding by that wall. The giant reached out and broke the wall, and snapped a beam in half. 8 cauldrons shattered, except a well-forged one which fell in one piece. Thor and Tyr came forward. The old giant bent his gaze upon his enemy. His thoughts were not kind when he fixed his eyes on Thor, killer of giants, here, in his own home. But the giant ordered 3 bulls killed reluctantly. He ordered them cooked. They beheaded the bulls and brought them to the cook pot. And before he went to bed, Thor, son of Odin, ate 2 whole bowls of Hymir's. Gray-haired old Hymir saw it would be costly to feed the hunger of Thor. If all 3 of us want to eat tomorrow, then we'd better go fishing, Thor said. He was willing to row and fish if the bold giant would let him have some bait. Well, giant killer, if you're brave enough, go out to my herd. You'll find some bait there. I suspect you'll find it easy to take some bait from one of my oxen. So Thor went quickly out into the forest, and he saw before him a black ox. Thor broke the whole head off the ox. Thor broke the whole head off the ox, gripping its horn. That's a gruesome picture. Hymir said, What you've done here is even worse than it was having you inside, sitting and eating. Then Thor asked the giant to come with him to the sea to row out with him, but Hymir rowed a little and was unwilling to row any further out in the deep sea. Famous Hymir caught a whale and then caught 2 whales on one hook. But Odin's son sat in the rear and craftily baited his own hook. Yep, just got this whale here. Gosh, really is a giant. Thor, friend of humans, enemy of the serpent, put the ox's head on his hook. Then the gaping Midgard serpent came up, the one that hates the gods and lives in the encircling sea. The bold Thor pulled bravely to bring that poison-slick serpent up on board. With his hammer, he struck a blow on the head of Fenrir's serpent brother. The monsters howled, volcanoes erupted, and the old earth trembled all over, but the sea monsters sank back into the wave. The giant was gloomy as they rowed home. He sat at the oars and said not a word as they steered the boat back towards the land. Hymir said, Share my work with me. Do your half. Either take the whales to my house or stay and tie up the boat. Thor went and grabbed up the boat and oars. He didn't bail out the water. He just lifted the whole thing and took the whole boat with its oars and bucket. It was a good boat. To the home of the giant. Thor carried it through the forest, but the giant was still angry. He demanded a test of strength from Thor. He said it was no test at all to row a boat, but a truly strong man would be able to break his cup. So Thor took the cup in hand, but he broke a stone trying to shatter that glass cup. Then he threw it through a wall, but it was brought back unbroken to Hymir, till Hymir's pretty concubine told Thor a useful secret. Hit it on Hymir's head. That giant skull is made of harder stuff than any cup. That's funny, actually. Thor stood up vigorously. He summoned all his godly strength. He left not a mark on that giant's head, but the wine cup broke into pieces. Hymir said, I know my loss is great when I see my cup fall broken at my knees. I know that I will never say again, the drinks are ready. Oh, he could, I know how he feels. He has that cup that he just likes. Da, 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 da. Teach a man to fish and he eats for life. Quite right. The cauldron is yours, Thor, and Tyr, if you can carry it out of my house. Tyr tried twice to lift it, but the cauldron remained unmoved. Thor, strong father of Mothi, took a turn. His feet broke through the floor while he lifted it, but he lifted that cauldron over his head, and the chains that held it broke and rattled at his heels. I always found Thor was given the funny stories. They walked a long time before Thor, son of Odin, turned around to take a look behind him, and he saw, coming from the rocky east, Hymir with an army of giants coming at him, some with more than one head. Thor threw the cauldron down from his shoulders and stood ready to fight. He threw Mjolnir, his killing hammer, and he killed all those lava giants. They didn't walk long before Thor, son of Odin, saw before him one of his goats, half dead. The goat was walking with a lame leg, and this was caused by lie telling Loki. But audience, you have heard all this. This story is often told among the stories of the gods. It's told how Thor was paid back by the lava giant Egil. Thor took both his children. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Then Thor, mightiest of gods, returned to Asgard with the cauldron of Hymir. Now the gods drink good beer every winter day in Aegir's Hall. The end. No, not my cup, Jake says. Quite right. Like, share, subscribe, KP Heathen. That's the true one. Thank you, Lexi. And thank you, Curtis. Yep, the Midgard serpent. Just like this ring. I think. I mean, it's called... I think this is technically a lindworm, but it also has runes that say Thor, Wanderer, Thor, Wandering... He who wanders alone, something like that. And yes, it is a great tale. That was a good one. I have never read that one before. We've got something dripping in here. Must be condensation. And so yes, that's another story. What do we got from this book right here? In the last Hangout, somebody said read the book Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza, and it just so happened that that's what Mom got for Christmas. Seems like an interesting book. Ah, I see the pineal gland here. Yep, very sciencey stuff in here. I don't think there's anything that can just be read. Tuning into a new potential in the quantum, getting beyond our body, our environment, and time isn't easy. Present moment and stuff. Yeah, that's a very, very in-depth book. So, yeah. So that's basically the Heathen Hangout. How Wild Dino! Hello, everyone. Well, I'm not going now because Wild Dino is here, and she's finally caught the stream. So, why don't we read another story? And whilst I do, let's think about ways to make each day mean the most, because we can get so much done in a day. I know some days feel like they just go by so quickly, but then some days feel filled and fulfilled, and it's those days you think about and go, I did the day right. So how can we make those days more common? Yes, KP Heathen. I'm really not a fan of the God of War story when it comes to that. The only thing I liked in it was how they showed how invincible Baldur would be. It's kind of funny to think. Hello, everyone. You got weather and aviation. You have a dilemma. Got out of rehab and you promised to wife to drop heathenry? Well, for what reason is there to drop it? I mean, it's your own. It's your own, it's your own belief system, and it's your right to do so. You shouldn't have to follow the conditions. It goes back to that video that I made about unconditional love. It's all about not having conditions. Up and not crying, Bjorn. That's the standard of acceptable living. It's a good one. And Harris says I was in Harry Potter. Well, probably. I mean, here's my wand. Yep, check it out. It was made of an apple tree that had been dead for 6 years, and then enchanted under a dark moon. Anybody want to meet Gary? He's for the Friday streams. What else we got? Nice wands. Yep. Bro, one song, please. Okay. Let's see. Turn around. Look at what you see. Yeah. A mirror of your dreams. Make believe I'm everywhere. I'm hidden in the light. Written on the pages is the answer to a never-ending story. Oh, and human passions have mysterious ways, in children as well as grown-ups. Those affected by them can't explain them, and those who haven't known them have no understanding of them at all. Some people risk their lives to conquer a mountain peak. No one, not even they themselves, can really explain why. Others ruin themselves trying to win the heart of a certain person who wants nothing to do with them. Still, others are destroyed by their devotion to the pleasures of the table. Some are so bent on winning a game of chance that they lose everything they own, and some sacrifice everything for a dream that can never come true. Some think their only hope of happiness lies in being somewhere else, and spend their whole lives traveling from place to place. And some find no rest until they have become powerful. In short, there are as many different passions as there are people. Bastian Balthazar Bux's passion was books. I could go on. I don't know which Pokemon that was, but where's there an aviation? You have a problem. Consider Odin, gods, it's getting out of heathenry back to Christianity. It's just, I find it odd when people do that. It's like, I don't get it. Now she says if she finds out she's back, I'm out of the house forever. She says she shows lies me and know what, but when it comes to Odin, she doesn't, so she lied too. That would mean a monster trap stiller you see here in Valhalla, then. I mean, it's very complicated, that situation. And yes, Grassland G sounds like conditional love. That is what that is, and it's... yes, it's a hard thing. Because you don't want to lose the person, but then again, how can you properly love someone if you can't continue to love yourself in the best way that you know? Perhaps tell her that in order to love her, you have to love yourself properly. And the way we believe things is the best way that we can love ourselves. And that's all there is to it. You can't change the way you are. And Bjorn, you can tell her Jesus is in charge of the wine in Valhalla. That should make you popular. That's a good one. Damn, bad dream. And you have a bad dream, Harish. That's... yeah, dreams are, In fact, I've been making a journal, a dream journal. They're interesting. Um, yep. Why do I know what you say? Love and compromise and honesty. You truthfully deceived her to stay married and get a ticket out of rehab. She threw all the books and items of centering our God. Should I risk the marriage falling apart and tell the truth? Well, I think without truth, a relationship cannot survive. It's just an unfortunate thing. But there are ways to tell the truth. There are times and places. Sometimes you don't just come out and say something in the middle of the blue, but you choose the right time. Indeed, it's it is interesting, but complicated situation. And KP Heathen, do what you feel is right is the best answer because we have we can feel things of what's right. And Harris, you want to know if you can bunk school? Well, bad thing to ask me because, I mean, I'm a bad influence when it comes to people and school because, well, uh, uh, homeschooled and stuff. So, yeah. She doesn't get your belief. She cannot go back to You cannot go back to Christianity. Uh, yeah, I mean, everybody has to follow their own path. I'm not to try to stay in school, yeah. It is best if you're in school to just stay in school because you have um, good opportunity, I guess, especially if you're close. I mean, Mom dropped out of school. Uh, in, I mean, she survived, but she wishes she would have stayed in school, I guess, sometimes. Even though it could have been completely different life then, and I after in the future, when you've already lived, don't regret anything you've done. But as you're going forward, try to do the best you can because we still have the opportunity when we're in the now. Oh, um, and yeah, Jake, no one else can answer the questions. You have to make your own decisions and trust your judgment. It's true. Of course, we can help by giving our own opinions on things, and that's all we ever have is our own opinions. This is being a good live stream, actually. Lots of deep questions. So, quite what you said. Lexi, ask yourself if you need to both be the same faith to make it work. And as I said, I think it's always about honesty. And so, where are you from? Montana. It's just becoming like a pyramid. If you see me laugh like that, it's because it's an inside joke now. People ask me where I'm from, and it's just sort of becoming one of our jokes that we say in the tribe. Oh, hi, Longstick. It's good to see you. You haven't missed me. You missed some of it, but I'm still here. So, uh, ah, yes, that cone. It's brilliant. No regret. Not no regrets for one's actions, but rather strive for action one doesn't regret. That's quotable. One day at a time, and listen to your heart, but trust your gut. Hi, Kevin. Yeah, whether it's heathenry as evil and the devil, it just doesn't make sense because it's just different. It's not anything to do with. I mean, it is. And existed at the same time period and all that, but uh, uh, you know, it just doesn't have the devil in it. I mean, I suppose you can die. It's so strange if you think about it. Personally, if someone was making me change something about myself, I would question why it was an issue. Bad hygiene aside, yes, that's quite right, monster traps. Indeed. Perhaps. Yeah. You have bad hygiene, monster traps, Jake. You're so funny. He is. He is too. He's always funny. Hello, Raoul, Harish. Oh, you're Harish. You're here. Oh, and you have a crush. Should you tell her? Well, I mean, might as well. Nothing to lose, I guess. If it's the right moment. Oh, good. You don't have bad hygiene, monster traps. That is good. Yeah. I have pretty good hygiene, and we do our best. Hygiene. Yeah, there's something that is, taken for granted nowadays. And so, since we're at the 55-minute mark, and since this was slightly about, since it was slightly about winter and doing stuff and making the most out of lives, I'll read a poem that I know. It's called Work Without Hope. All nature seems at work, slugs leave their lair, the bees are stirring, birds are on the wing, and winter slumbering in the open air. Wears on his smiling face a dream of spring, and I the while the sole unbusy thing, nor honey make, nor pair, nor build, nor sing. Yet well I can the banks where amaranths blow have traced the font whence streams of nectar flow. Bloom, O ye amaranth, bloom for whom ye may, for me ye bloom not. Glide with streams away, with lips unbrightened, wreathing brow, I stroll, and would you learn the spell that draws my soul? Work without hope draws nectar in a sieve, and hope without an object cannot live. And yep, Lexi, hammer the like and subscribe to Luke and Mom. Oh, Jake, you reminded me to read my poems for a channel thingy thing. That's right, you do. And Lex is right, you have a channel thingy thing coming up. You need to do that thing on your thingy thing. With the thing. And stuff. And so, that will go another 2 minutes. And, yeah, it has been a very good live, I think. It's been a good hangout. We had Bjorn here, we had, Lexi here, Raventor, Curtis, KP, all you other fine people. It is just brilliant. Oh, and Wyodino, you too. You are here, and, thingy thing, bang, tang, cone, quite right. Is it over, long stick? Well, I mean, it's, I don't know. Whoa, you're right, Mr. Sorpaz, you're still, Mr. Sorpaz isn't here, you're right, Lexi. And you're still here, Bjorn, that's good, I'm glad I can keep your attention. Yeah, well, perhaps we can go it for another 10 minutes. We'll think of some things to say, and we'll, speak with Baroness. Yes. You're quite right, Bjorn. We lost G-Man to the bearded Skyman. He's... that was odd to see, truly. But, yep, we always have the tribe here. Yep, Baroness. Where did she come from? She just comes from the seat. Which Pokemon is this? This is Baroness come on, Harish. She's a chicken. But now here's Treebeard, Jake. You're right. Aye, chicken wisdom. Cluck it. You need a new bushcraft knife. Any suggestions? Well, I mean, Bjorn here is good for that. But, let's see. I do like beavercraft. Yes, Longstick, she is more than a chicken. And your name reminds me of her, because her legs we call sticks. And she walks around and we say, stiff sticks! And I did just get a multi-tool for Christmas, that reminds me. So, Baroness, what do you want to say to the people? Hello, everyone. I'm Baroness. You ask, did the egg come first, or the chicken? It's a hard thing to answer, because I know that an egg came before me, but no one else came before me, for I am Baroness, and I am your ruler. Oh, the Castrum NR14. I'm gonna have to look that one up, or it's probably in one of your videos, Bjorn. I seen you did a recent one. Oh, and Bjorn, Dumadana said, Bjorn, that's the most important thing. Friendship. It's true. I mean, oh yeah, he suddenly told you he was an Orthodox Christian, and but he's still a good friend. It's good. That just shows you that you can. I mean, I'm still going to watch his videos because I find the stuff interesting. Long stick. Oh, Harris, do I play guitar? Not yet, but Baroness probably can. And oh, boy, you're right. Yeah. Zach, there were eggs before there were chickens. It's true. So I guess the eggs came first. Longstick, do I know their tongue? Yes, I need to make a video on that. It is a very interesting subject, how they always say the same words. At least Baroness does here. I call it chickenese, since chickens are from an Asian area. Ease seems to be the best prefix for their language. It's just better than your ex. Yes, most likely. Oh! Did you just hear that? That means that she's alerted. If you hear that, it means she's seen something that she doesn't like, and every time we walk in, or anytime she walks in, and yes, she is a house chicken. She lives with us. The story behind Baroness, yes, and she does have disdain for other chickens, is she was in this chicken here, she's 12 years old, and she lived with 6 chickens at one time out in the coop, traveled around with us even then, but there were 6 chickens, and one by one they all slowly died, and she was the most picked on youngest one. Her sister, which was a Rhode Island Red, even though not really a sister, but raised with her, was grabbed by a coyote without anyone seeing it, and so she just lived by herself until finally her and her last great hen empress Boom Boom was around, who was a big boss, and they just lived together for like 3 years, best of friends, but then Boom Boom died one time when we were away, and we found her just sitting below the perch, and Baroness had been sitting with the Boom Boom's dead body for 3 days or 4 days, something like that. Of course, it was untouched, even though you hear things about chickens. eating dead bodies and stuff, but it was, yeah. And yeah, she was the winner of the Squid Game, Harris. You're quite right. And you have a rooster who loves attacking me. We had one of those. We literally had to. One time we had a rooster for like the 4 years it was alive. We had to enter the chicken coop with a shield. Yes, Lady Baroness Rev. So that's when she couldn't sit outside alone. Chickens are social creatures. So we didn't even make her. Eventually she just started coming inside. She wanted to sit on the top of a chair in the kitchen. And then she seen that we sat in the seat of the chicken. But, so she decided to. And Longstick, did she have any boyfriends? Well, no, never. Never. In fact, I don't think she's ever met a male species of a chicken in her life, so make of that what you will. And yeah, Lexi, she eats chickens. Everybody knows that. She was the biggest savage of all. She used to hunt snakes and mice, but now she's become timid and wants it served to her. Yes, look at her. Live stream with the chicken. Yep, it's very unique, isn't it? I have monster traps. Of course, it all started with. I mean, she wants. You can't feed her that much. She doesn't like that. She would eat a whole. Only cooked. She only wants cooked meat. And Barona saved a rooster from a car once, so I came home and showed off my rooster. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Just whip out that rooster and show it to everyone, even though she's a hen. So, and yeah, she is judging us. Gee, she does that. So she just started living with us, and she's been living with us for what? 4 years now, and she just lives with us. I need to do a whole video series on that. It's the most interesting thing, and so we just learned her language. And when it comes to, I don't know how many chickens Americans have consumed, but that's a lot. And yeah, Chicken's head has multiple stable axis stabilizations. I mean, you can see it. And you can see it when she follows. Yeah, she's very concentrated. Oh, you see, she doesn't like the magpies. Oh, Harish, did you bite strangers? Because they bite any random person they see. That's one thing about her, is that she's barely ever pecked things. But when she was living inside, with our 2 dogs and 2 cats, sometimes if Fligger, the cat, sat too close to her and her tail started swishing, she would see it as a threat and try to peck timidly at the thing. And you're right, Jake, you know that song. Chicken attack! Watch your back before it fades to black. They might look harmless, but they'll kick your non-chicken ass. Go chicken, go! Ooh, oh, oh. Oh, you have a chicken who bites everyone. Yeah, that's weird how some chickens will be, but she's like, I mean, she is trained to just not harm anyone in her own flock, though if anybody else came close to her, who knows, but she's become pretty, tame, you could say. I mean, ridiculously tame. In Rocky, they make him have to chase the chicken. If you can chase the chicken, you can catch Grease lightning. Well, she'd be terrible for that. Catch the chicken! Okay. And yeah, she seems wise. She is wise. Tell some wisdom, Baroness. Okay. Hello, everyone. What I like to do is to sit and contemplate the meaning of life, which I don't know what that is. I just know the meaning of life is me, because I'm here. And so what else could life mean but me? It is good to talk with all of you fine subjects. I hope to see you one day. Yes. She is now Dumbledore of the chickens, quite right. And, you look after classroom number 14. Tell your range, actually, Raventor. Facts, Baroness, facts. Quite right. Quite right. And, hello. Hello, Wyo Dino. I have heard of you. I have always heard of you. I know all of you. I see you. I can see you all. I am the number one player in the Squid Games. So, what happens when the chicken, because of course chickens can't exactly be house trained, though I believe they can, maybe. If you're really on top of them, you can tell when they need to plop, as we say. You can just put them outside and that's where they'll go. And sometimes they will learn to say a certain word before they do so. And so they just want to go outside. But in this winter here, she has this specific seat that she sits on. And it's covered in paper towels. And there is chicken diapers, but those would be a bit of a faff. So she just sits on a bunch of paper towels. Since we're not in a very big area here in the adventure wagon, she just goes and then it gets picked up. And depending on what she eats, it's different. So that's the nitty-gritty of chicken waste disposal. And greetings from Yanni. Hello, Yanni. Good to see that you're watching. And so, yeah, we've managed to keep this going for an extra 13 minutes so far. So we'll go an extra 4 minutes. Because I'm running out of things to say, but it was very good. But, well, I probably wouldn't ever run out of things to say. It's actually very fun to keep doing this. It's just I don't want to take the time of some of all of you. Chick talker. Yep, that's what we need, Jake. You had a trained rooster in the day. That would be funny to see. I can't imagine a rooster, and it would be interesting to raise a chicken the way the Baroness is. From a chick, because she was a wild chicken. Coming up to light candles to welcome the cocking back of the lights. That's neat. Oh yes, the light's coming back. Monster traps, and spring is ever approaching. I'm just glad we're here in Montana where we actually get some sun. And it's warm there, Raventor. Today you have the heaters on higher level, because the boy is sleeping there tonight. Well, it's good. Good that Yoni's there. And he would come to you, long stick. You would whistle. That's the funny thing. Is Baroness knows her name. She can sit and be sleeping, and you can sit and be as loud as you want around her. She won't wake up. But as soon as you say, Baroness! She knows. She opens her eyes. Baroness? Yep. And she only speaks when you speak. She doesn't just, people think that chickens just ramble in their coop because they're talking to each other, but when it's just us here, she will speak when you speak, and when she wants something, she speaks. So it's very deliberate. And it is a great thing, Lyle. Just a whistle. Cool. Yes, do all the best to have the best possible life. And I like how you said that, Tahir. Where am I from? Well, I'll answer simply Montana, here in the USA, where it's cold. Oh, monster traps, cold here in England. Off to the Alps soon, so it'll be colder. That sounds fun. And you're in England too. Well, I heard it is cool there right now. Yeah, I just got back from there not long ago. Monster Traps was there for a month in October to November, and in February as well. I was there, and I do live on a mountain on the land, Harish. Right here, we live next to a mountain. This is actually pretty in town right here in Montana. And yes, the light coming back is a welcome thing. And oh, monster traps. Where? In England? Oh, I was in the middle area, I think. Did go to Wales, but also but of course in Montana. Whichever where, that's the answer of where. And long stick, how cold is it? It's I think it's 15 outside. Actually, I can show you. Ta-da! We got the project and stuff and snow and ice and trees. And the phone's at 20%, so better go before it. Like in Celsius? No, it's in Fahrenheit. So I think something like -6 Celsius, or maybe -10. Yeah, something like that. Yes, I went to the Midlands, Jake. That is what you would call it. And my silver button is right here or something. You're down south. Oh, it's and I've never been south, but I've seen pictures of it. Oh, and you have +30 in India. Yeah, it's always warmer there. When do I eat this chicken? Maya Polska. Well, never. She eats you. Isn't that right? Yep. I was born in the island, but live on the coast now. Monster traps. Ooh, neat. That is a neat area. So anyway, just so that the stream doesn't die, I will hold the phone and we'll put Baroness over in her spot. We'll plug this phone in. I think it's been plugged in. Maybe? Possibly? I don't feel anything. Well, anyway, I guess better go now. And then I can plug it in properly. Oh, hello, DJ. You're not sure what it is, but you just clicked it while driving? Well, if you watch over the whole thing, it's just ending now, but it's an interesting stream. Hang out with the tribe. Very neat stuff. But it's been a pleasant live stream, everyone. And it was very enjoyable, Curtis, and yeah. We will be back next Sunday, I'm sure, and probably next Friday with another funny stream. Oh, and do I go hiking? I do. You see the road out there? Goes to the trail, and we can just walk for miles. It's quite nice. I can do a video, actually, the video where I was going to the river, that's where that is. And so, yep, it's been good talking to y'all, folks. Good Heathen Hangout. Thanks to all you joining. Thank you, Lexi, Cone, Raventor, Wild Dino, Harish there, Monster Traps. It's good to all have you here, Bjorn, KP, Curtis, Longsticks. Well, it was good to have you all here. And it's been a very good live. So, thank you all for joining. And see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, here you go, Harish. Here's the feather. She's very generous with them right now. And yep, hit the like and subscribe. We built this city on rock and roll, built this city. Random singing out. Great stream. Have a great week, everyone, and stay close to the fire. You are in the north and stretch out in the shade if you're a southerner. Oh, yes, give it to her, and it will bring much luck. So, with that, goodbye, everyone. Happy, a happy week to you all. Bye-bye.